I'm Alex Charns. I'm an attorney and author of Queer Justice. I'm going to start off on Chapter 1, 1966. I bawled Abe Fortas, said George Smith, in exaggerated stage whisper. He was dressed in a stained off-white inmate jumpsuit, wrinkled, torn on the sleeves, clothing worn by 100 other sweaty, anxious inmates awaiting trial. He was a light-skinned black teenager with piercing emerald green eyes. His face was pretty, androgynous, refined, and Jackie Kennedy-esque. His hair was tiny curls, close cut, his accent Southern. His odd beauty seemed out of place in this waterless, aquarium-like cage. On the other side of the thick, dirty glass was his young, inexperienced attorney, Mitch Pilsudski, tall, clean-shaven, blond, and square-jawed, sitting in the phone booth-sized, foul-smelling District of Columbia jail visitation cubicle. He'd have to get his suit dry cleaned to get the smell out. What? Pilsudski asked. I bawled Abe Fortas, he yelled through the speaking holes drilled into the edges of the glass enclosure. Bald? Pilsudski asked, confused. He liked it from behind, you know. Smith, all 5'2" of him, stood and gestured in an obscene way with his hips. Finally, the attorney understood what he was being told. Associate Justice of the Supreme Court of the United States, Abe Fortas. What the fuckity fuck? Attorney Pilsudski, trying to shut me up. Who is? The FBI. Why would they care? Because they protected him. They're still protecting him. I made the mistake of telling Rudy E. Who's that? An FBI snitch who hung out with guys I know. Now they're out to get me. You're charged with having sex inside the Lincoln Memorial with a 14-year-old. It's a lie. I'm not that stupid. And the charge is attempted sexual offense, not actually doing it. Yes, Pilsudski agreed. Attempt carries the same maximum 10-year in prison sentence as the sexual offense. In your rap sheet, it's filled with disorderly public crimes against nature. 1965, 3. This year, another one. Those were all paying adults. Fortas has been married for over 30 years, Pilsudski told him. When has been being married stopped anyone? Smith argued. Smith stared at Pilsudski like he's stupid. Sure, the lawyer graduated from GW 2 years ago. Smith just turned 17 years old, but with the wear and tear of homeless living and prostitution, he looked older, tired. Pilsudski felt like a greenhorn, unprepared for this. Where did you meet Fortas? Pilsudski asked. Slow down, breathe, you can do this. His office manager is a Mary, too. He introduced us. We'd always meet in room 107 at the Mayflower Hotel. How many times? Once a week for 6 months, then he got scared. He paid me $500 to forget this ever happened, or you'll regret it. Do you have any proof this happened? Cards, notes, receipts, gifts? No. I wrote to him once at the Supreme Court. He didn't write back. The two stared at each other, each a loss for words. So, is there anyone I can call for you? Pilsudski asked. Mom, dad, relatives? No, there isn't. I'm on my own. That's what led me to this life. I ran away from home. I was on the streets. I did the only thing I could to survive. Billy Bartlett, the office manager at Fortas's firm, helped me find work. His speech was rapid, a verbal Gatling gun, nervous. You mean sex work? All of a sudden, George began to cry. He turned away from Pilsudski. His shoulders heaved. Pilsudski felt powerless. He couldn't provide physical comfort due to the thick glass. He didn't know what to do, so he waited. George exhaled loudly and wiped his eyes, turned back toward his attorney. Yeah, it was good money. Sometimes it was a place to sleep at night. How long have you been working that way? Since I was 13. Why did you leave home? Pilsudski asked. My father was an angry drunk. My mom left us when I was 7. When my father got angry, he'd beat me and do other things. George grimaced. Pilsudski didn't have to ask what he meant. Pilsudski was stunned. This kid had been on the streets for at least 4 years, victimized by man after being abused by his own father. Unlike some people, Fortas never hit me. He was kind. He always gave me extra money. When did you find out he was a Supreme Court justice? It was a housekeeper I overheard. I was in the hallway. She was gossiping to her coworker, bragging that she had cleaned Justice Fortas's room, and he left her a $20 bill as a tip. Did you ever discuss with Fortas that you knew who he was? Never. I assumed that would spook him. How did you get into his room? He left a key on the back stairs. I'd wait for someone to come out of that exit and I'd catch the door. He didn't want me to go by the front desk and be seen. Other than Fortas's employee, anyone else know about this? I told my friend JC about it. Does he have a record? No, he works for the Pentagon as a courier. Will he talk to our investigator? Doubt it. He'll get fired if they find out about him. Can you help me, please? Please, I'm afraid. They'll punk me in here. Can't we use the Fortas stuff to get a dismissal? Pilsudski thought about the leverage angle. Why would the prosecutor care about Justice Fortas's reputation? It would have to be an approach to Fortas, who in turn would ask the favor of the prosecutor. Let me think about all of this, Pilsudski said. I'll do everything I can within the bounds of the law. Smith stood up first. He stared at his attorney, skeptical. He didn't like the sound of within the bounds of the law. Having an ethical attorney was not what he wanted or needed. Pilsudski had been an altar boy and a Cub Scout. He believed in honor and ethics, doing what was right. This case was going to test his morals and his limited real-world legal knowledge. Excited and a bit frightened, so amped up, Pilsudski jogged the half mile from the jail to his office. I hope you'll read the entire book. Thank you.